Fairview Live. We've had a long day of shopping, and we are back now at the Arts Council. And I am joined today with David Schumann of the Fairview Community Theater, and they have got a really exciting show planned for December. It's called I Hate Hamlet. And David, it's wonderful to meet you. It's wonderful to have you here. Would you like to tell me a little bit about this production and about what you're doing with the community theater program?
Certainly. This is the first production I'm doing with Fairview Community Theater. They were nice enough to cast me in one of the lead roles for this play, which is the ghost of John Barrymore. John Barrymore, the great Shakespearean actor of the 1920s, is now a ghost. A younger actor moves into his old New York apartment, and Barrymore convinces him that he needs to be a Shakespearean actor and not go back to L.A. and do television.
All right.
Yes. Or does he? That's the tension in the play is TV, stage, TV, stage. The play is set in the early 90s. It was written by Paul Rudnick, who also wrote the movie Addams Family Values, if you're familiar with that one. And the whole play is kind of in the same vein as that movie. It's kooky.
All right. Well, we like kooky. Kooky is good.
Yeah. Small cast, but all six of us are memorable characters.
And when is the show running? What are the dates for this show?
We open Thursday night, December 2nd at 7 p.m., and then we continue through the weekend with 7 p.m. shows on Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th, and then our final show is Sunday, December 5th. We're having a 2 p.m. matinee.
Wonderful. And people can keep up to date with all of this on your Facebook page as well as your Instagram, correct?
That's right, yes. Fairview Community Theater on Facebook is where most of our publicity has been happening.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit about how you got started with the community theater in Fairview.
Oh, wow. Where to begin? I moved to Fairview about 3 years ago. I've been living in the Nashville area for the last 10 years. And I discovered that there was a community theater here, which I thought was really interesting. I'd done a lot of acting as a teenager, but really nothing since then. And, now as an adult, I thought, gee, I might want to get back into this. And then COVID happened, and, nothing was happening anywhere, especially with, community theater. But this summer they announced auditions for this I Hate Hamlet play that I hadn't heard of, and I said, I should go out for that. So I showed up to auditions, and I said to Serena Jeske, the director, I said, I know I'm too old to play this character, and I'm not really the right body type for this other character. And she says, don't worry. She says, in this company, we all get to play roles we'd never get cast in anywhere else.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that definitely worked to my advantage this time.
That's wonderful. Now compare this play, this story, to the traditional Hamlet, the Shakespearean tale. How does it coincide? How do they sort of connect with each other?
How do they link up? That's a good question. The traditional Hamlet story is, of course, about the Danish prince who has a lot of deep thoughts about life and death and the meaning of life and the meaning of honor and, what it means to be a man or a human being at all. It's very long, it's very wordy, and it is a classic of the English-speaking theater. But to put it on is daunting, and the role of Hamlet, of course, is supposed to be just about the most challenging role an actor can do in American or British theater. I Hate Hamlet, our play, sort of riffs on that the whole time. Barrymore's ghost is dressed the whole time in his Hamlet costume from 1925. And of course, Hamlet is, dressed all in black, as he always is, with a tunic and the thing you put over it, which they tell me is called a doublet. There's a sword fight at one point,
All right.
just as there is in the real Hamlet. And I suppose you could say, whereas Hamlet's fundamental question is to be or not to be. If I'm going to live, how am I going to live? If I'm going to die, how am I going to die? Rudnick, the playwright, sort of turns that on its head in I Hate Hamlet, and the to be or not to be question becomes, to be a stage actor or to be a TV actor. Um, and there are a few moments where characters recite certain parts out of Hamlet. I have a pretty long monologue I have to do at one point, which took a long time to learn, and is difficult because that's Shakespeare. That's real acting. So I hope it comes off the right way.
Wonderful. What is your favorite part about playing this character?
That's an excellent question. Barrymore, although he was known as a great Shakespearean actor when he was younger, as he grew older and more alcoholic and more crazy, began to do movies in which he was sort of very, let me just say it straight, he was an enormous ham and developed a reputation for always playing parodies of himself. And so he spoke very grandly, and every word was accompanied by gestures. And this is the role of a lifetime, because playing John Barrymore, you cannot overact. It is impossible. Anything you want to do that seems over the top or too much is probably not enough.
So you can have a lot of fun with it.
Yes, and if you don't, you're completely wasting a great opportunity. It's by far the most fun I've had in any role I've ever done. I've got about 10 times as many lines as I've ever had in anything before. And you really get to ham it up. Have a lot of fun.
Well, so tell everyone who's not familiar with this play, who maybe has not seen a show from the Fairview Community Theater yet, why they should come on out and see this production. What needs to draw them out there? Because we want to get people in those seats. We want people to buy tickets and come see the show.
I'll tell you, one of the best reasons is one I didn't even know about until I saw Fairview High School's production of Clue last month. And that is the Performing Arts Center at Fairview High School, which is fantastic. It's an amazing building with a huge stage and 300, incredibly good seats. I frankly did not expect that, our little community would have such a great performance space. When you go see a performance at the Performing Arts Center, this is, not, something, cobbled together in the back of a shop or something. This is a real performance venue, real lights, real sound system. It's something you might, expect to find, maybe in Franklin, but perhaps not in Fairview. But here it is. We have a lot of talent here in Fairview. One of our cast members is a certified stage combat instructor, and my sword fight in this play happens to be with him. So he and I have had extra practice every week to get our fight choreography done. And after watching performances of I Hate Hamlet on YouTube, I've noticed that other companies have kind of fudged the sword fighting a little bit because they didn't have people who knew how to do it or choreograph it. We have.
And that's very important in theater, to really choreograph those fight scenes and have them be as authentic as possible.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so much entertainment value in that on stage.
There really is, and that's one thing my coach keeps trying to impose on me, is that not only do you have to get all the strokes right, but you have to make it look dramatic. So every gesture has to be a big one. Every lunge has to be a deep lunge, that sort of thing.
Right.
Our female lead, Mariah Wolitsky, she was a theater major in college, has done more shows than I can count. Serena Jeske, our director, also goes way back in the theater. And I mean, working with these people, I wasn't sure what to expect, but they really know what they're doing. And they've put together something that is impressive and that I've been very happy to be a part of.
Well, that's wonderful. And it sounds like each of you is bringing something unique to the table, and something, bringing an aspect to the story together that you said it's 6 of you, correct?
That's right.
Only the 6 of you could bring together for this particular performance, that you guys have all kind of crafted something very special with this.
Yes. It's been a treat for all of us because there are no throwaway roles in this play. Everybody's got their moments. Everybody's got their funny lines. it's pretty evenly distributed. The show does not exist to, spotlight only one or two characters.
That's wonderful. Well, tell us again what the performance dates are, when people can come out and see the show, how they can get tickets.
Certainly. Performance dates again, first weekend in December, starting on Thursday the 2nd, 7 p.m., Friday the 3rd, 7 p.m., same thing on Saturday, December 4th, and then we wrap it up on Sunday with a 2 p.m. matinee. Tickets are available at the door. This is at the Fairview High School Performing Arts Center. Fairview High School, of course, is the big building on Fairview Boulevard. But to get to the Performing Arts Center, you turn south on King Road and then into the high school, and you'll drive straight into the Performing Arts Center.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, David, for coming in, sitting
Well,
down and
thank you.
talking about this, and I wish you the best of luck. I would say break a leg, as they always do in show business, but the last time someone said that to me, I actually injured myself. So best of luck, best wishes. Don't break a leg, but I hope you guys have a wonderful performance, and we're all looking forward to seeing it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Michelle.
There, done. Hey everyone.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Michelle Murakami. I'm an artist.
I'm Karen Fox. I'm a photographer.
I am Cheryl Speed, a member of the Fairview Arts Council.
It is really important that you surround yourself with the kind of people that help you believe that you can do things.
My name is Aaron Graham, and I make art inspired by drawings I made when I was a kid.
Hi, my name is Jackie Nickler, and we're here in beautiful Bowie.
A town that reinvests in the arts is a town that is fully alive.
Fairview Arts Council at this very unique time. I've chosen to be outside on this beautiful Tennessee day. My name is Lee Crow, and I am with Crossroads Academy of the Arts.
I think we're all looking for a place to go. We're all looking for an outlet.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Edwards, and I'm with my husband Sid. We make stained glass.
Stop worrying about what isn't and start changing what is.
Go ahead and okay, I'm Susan Gully, and I've been in Fairview for close to 33 years now.
Hi. It's John and Lauren D'Amato. We have D'Amato Music School and Fairview Guitar.
Immediately jumped in because I needed to connect with artists. I was here by myself, no family, not knowing anybody, and that was the first thing that really was I got involved in when I got here to Fairview, and it's been really nice being a part of it and growing along with the organization. It's been an opportunity to make new friends and connect with other artists and of different types, everything from painters and people that draw and musicians and theater groups and everything. So that's made it a really nice combination and worthwhile being here in Fairview, that's for sure.
We're growing, we're changing, because we are trying to do something good. We are trying to create a community where people help each other and collaborate and teach and inspire and grow. We are trying to bring creative people together and raise the visibility of the arts.
We're ready. We're on. We're live. Hello, this is Michelle from the Fairview Arts Council, and we're doing an interview, a cross interview here today with Kevin Murakami.
Hi.
We're married.
We are.
They gave it away.
Yeah.
So I've been with the Fairview Arts Council since the beginning, pretty much, and I think the main thing I want to say is that I don't think Kevin would have his store if I weren't involved with the Arts Council.
That's right.
And I think that that's a pretty cool thing because he hasn't been this happy since I've known him, so he's pretty happy doing what he's doing. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about your history in music.
Let's see. We can go way back, and I started with piano lessons when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And did that for a few years, and then I quit, and then I begged for more lessons, and I did it again, and I quit, and then I got private lessons from my cousin, and from that I was able to just kind of play stuff by ear, and it kind of allowed me to just jump on a piano and play, and I was just starting to pick up the guitar a little bit too, and I met some guys, and we started a band, I guess we started a band, and then just, you fast forward a couple of years, and I'm in a couple of different bands playing in clubs and bars. Hopped in a van. I was up in Canada, and hopped in a van, relocated to Los Angeles, and tried to make it big, so they say. And we got really close, but had a lot of fun.
What instrument did you play in that band?
Oh, guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I hear that you I hear you had some interesting lessons while you were there in California. Tell me about.
Oh yeah,
some classical lessons.
It was one of the teachers worked at Musonia, and Musonia was the music school in Burbank that was run by Dolores Rhodes, the mother of Randy Rhodes. And Randy was the guitar player in Ozzy Osbourne's band, and he's just the biggest influence in my playing. And I was able to go down there in '83 and meet his mom.
Yeah.
This was a year after he passed. And when I went there in '89, I ended up enrolling for classical guitar lessons. And I did that for about 6 months until I wasn't able to eat anything. I had no money, so I had to quit.
What was the name of your band while you were out there?
Say Uncle.
Say Uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's some of your hit songs, or the songs that were the most popular? If you can say them.
Well,
in a family atmosphere.
One of the most popular songs was Temper Tantrum. I can't repeat the chorus, but
okay.
the song was called Temper Tantrum. Aliens Are Laughing is probably, it should be getting airplay. It was an awesome song. It was a heavy song. There's great guitar writing in there, great lyrics, great melody. Scarred for Life.
Okay. What's your current band's name?
Velvet Dogs.
Yeah.
We're a cover band. We just do like classic rock and kind of medium, modern, heavier rock stuff. Just covers.
I think you've gone through a few iterations of that, especially you on different instruments. What have you played with them, and what currently do you play with them?
Well, when I joined, they were needing a bass player, and I had kind of picked up bass and just kind of messed around on it a little bit for years. So I thought, I could do it. There's two fewer strings, and I really had to work on it. But I think I got a pretty good handle on it, and I was able to play bass like a bass player instead of bass like a guitar player. So I played bass for them for 4 years, and then when the drummer had to leave and he had other commitments, I said, since we're getting a new drummer, why don't we get a new bass player, and I'll go back to guitar, because I get to have more stuff when I play guitar.
What do you mean by stuff?
More guitars and pedals and effects and stuff.
Okay. What's your go-to guitar?
Right now it's a Les Paul Standard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite pedal?
My favorite pedal this month is the J Rocket Archer Icon.
Do you sell that?
I do, yes.
You do?
They are for sale.
Oh.
They're one of the closer copies of the much revered Klon Centaur, which ridiculous collectors have pushed the value of that pedal to be around $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah, it sounds great. It has these little quirky little diodes and things in them that make it sound superb. If you can hear that kind of thing, I probably can't. But the affordable versions, around $200, I sell, and they sound great. I love them. So I took one of them and I put it on my board.
Oh, excellent. So tell me about your store. How'd you get started?
Well, it was the pandemic of 2020. Back in 2020, when we didn't have any work and a lot of viruses, I was working at a place that looked after dogs, and when people quit going on vacation, a bunch of us had to be laid off. So I was in the middle of paying for a guitar that I had purchased at Fairview Guitar and Repair, that was run by Dave Wood. So I came in and I would pay him a little bit of money, and we just got to talking and sharing stories about music and playing and stuff. And eventually he talked about the future and that he was slowing down and he wanted to retire. And I've always wanted to have a music store. I wanted to have a place that I can have instruments and be able to provide them for other people, and also have a room full of instruments. So I mean, who wouldn't want that? So it was pretty cool. It worked out, and I survived the year, so that was cool.
Do you provide anything besides instruments at your store?
Yeah, repair service, restringing, setups, the basic stuff. I mean, if a guitar neck is broken or somebody steps on a guitar, then I have to call some luthiers to help me out with that. But basic stuff I can take care of. But I mean, no matter what it is, even I've taken in amp repairs. Just bring it by and let me take a look at it, and I'll call the right people. My people will help your people, and together we'll get it done. We'll get the music back on the road. Yeah. And same with lessons. Lessons are done by the D'Amato School of Music, John and Lauren, and they've got some other teachers that are working with them, and they take care of the lessons here. Oh. So they were doing lessons before the pandemic forced them to go remote, and they're on their way to getting back in here.
Okay.
And currently there is a teacher that gets here on one of the days of the week with a couple of students.
Okay.
So they're starting to get back to being live lessons.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What brands do you carry in your store?
I continued the Alvarez guitars. I'm an authorized dealer for Alvarez.
When you say continued, what do you mean?
Oh, that was one of the brands that Dave Wood carried.
Okay.
And let's see, that's the officially the only acoustic guitar that I have. I've had other brands come in. I've had some Gibsons, and I think I had a Martin, but those were just that came in trades and things like that. But I also have VHT amps and Orange amps. I'm authorized dealers for those. And the 5 pedals that I have are Tech 21, True Tone. I just got Full Tone. Yay! And Dunlop is MXR and Way Huge. And J Rocket.
Very cool. So that's is there anything that happened in the past year that you're most proud of about your store?
It's funny that I opened, and the idea is I get this room full of stuff, and I kind of pick the stuff that I like because I want to be able to honestly provide it to people, which means that sorry, but I don't have any mandolins or banjos or ukuleles.
You do actually have a mandolin.
I have
there
one as consignment. Yeah, but I'm basically just guitars.
Banjos. You do consignment though.
I do consignments. Yeah. Yes, but I wanted to be able to have this stuff that I was comfortable with, that I could talk about, that I could help people, share what I've learned, and provide for people that kind of have a heavier background in music, sort of like what I've grown up with. Kiss, Ozzy, Van Halen, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. And I know that that's very well represented in Nashville, but then there's a lot of Americana country and that kind of thing, and there was a lot of there wasn't really a lot of the heavier music represented here previous to that. So I really wanted to take that little niche and bring it to Fairview, because I think there's a need for it. There's schools nearby and kids, and there's an opportunity for them to come in here and see that kind of thing, and know that somebody's looking after those interests too.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
When's your next show, your band's next show?
December 3rd, we're playing in Oak Grove, Kentucky, at a casino.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It's a little bit of a drive, but should be fun.
Yeah, go gamble and watch a show.
I play the show and eat some prime rib and come home.
So before this started, I asked Kevin his favorite 5 favorite all-time songs, and do you want to name them off, or you want me to name them?
Those are my 5 favorite songs for this week, this month, this hour. It kind of changes, so I've probably already forgotten what I wrote down.
Okay. He's got You Can't Kill Rock and Roll by Ozzy.
Oh, yeah.
Limelight Rush.
Oh, yeah.
Your Song by Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes by the Carpenters. And Hear About It Later by Van Halen. So tell me, Kevin, what does this list say about you?
What does this list say about me?
Yeah.
I guess I'm like a middle to late 80s guitar centric, melody heavy, I don't know what you call it, but it's that kind of thing. Like there's not a lot of straight ahead. Like I love the aggressive single-minded metal and punk and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I like a lot of Queen stuff and overproduced ELO and stuff. I love that, but the stuff that fuels me, that makes me the most musical, is that stuff that's kind of in between the two, like not too simple and not too overdone. I guess it's melodic yet heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's, I guess, that classical background that you've had kind of influences your taste, doesn't it? A little bit.
A little bit.
Interesting. Okay. That's all I have for questions. Would you like to play us a little tune, please? Would you honor us with a little...
Oh, my. Oh, look, there's a guitar here.
There's a guitar there.
Yes. This, by the way, is a Alvarez, they call it an AP66 SHB, and it's a parlor guitar.
Oh, what is parlor guitar?
Parlor, it's a smaller bodied guitar. The sizing, the scale is a little bit smaller, so it's handy for carrying around for songwriters, getting into little clubs, and it's just smaller size. I think it has a little bit of a distinctive tone because there's not so much bassiness to it, so it's
Okay.
not necessarily missing things. It just it kind of has that certain timbre that kind of has that mid-range sound to it.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's see. What am I playing here? Maybe I'll do this. we moving on to the visual part of the
I
show?
guess we are.
All right. So, we've got some paintings that were sitting around. Can you see this one completely here? Can you see this?
Not quite.
No? Okay, let me pull it in here. How about now? All right. So, what are we looking at, and what is your inspiration for these?
I love nature, and Fairview has a lot of nature for inspiration. So this is called Here, There, and Everywhere, and I wanted to do something monochromatic. It was just kind of an exploration with color, and the clouds are just that. It was me trying to figure out how best to do clouds, because I'm starting to do more wide open scenes. I've done some, like in this painting up here, close-ups of trees, because I love trees and nature and stuff. But I kind of wanted to do more expansive things, so that's where these two came in, kind of exploring how to do clouds and trees and stuff. I have some prints also that I have for sale.
Yeah, that is an awesome one there.
Here's some of the close-up stuff, like the mushroom and flowers and trees. Like I said, nature inspires me. Oh, so are they getting shine? Yeah. This one, this is one I did for my granddaughter when she was born. It says, what the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly, and that is a quote from Richard Bach. And so that's hanging in her bedroom. Done flowers, and this was something I tried doing some gouache. I had not done that before, and it was a lot of fun. I started out doing watercolor and acrylic, and now I've moved on to doing oil paintings, and I really like being able to come back to an oil painting and it's still kind of wet enough that I can still manipulate the paint. But it didn't take away from my love of watercolor and acrylic. I still love them too. So I still have to get to know gouache better, because I hear you can come back to gouache later and manipulate it. So I still need to work with that. More treetop stuff. I just love trees. Here's a funny story about trees, why I love them so much. This is kind of silly, but I did a hypnosis with a buddy of mine. He's been taking hypnosis classes or something, and he got certified, and so he put me on this hypnosis thing, and he told me to go to my safe place, and in that safe place, it was oddly the forest. I've always lived around the forest here in Fairview. My family has a lot of property, and you know, me and my sisters and brother just always exploring the woods and stuff. So that's why I love the woods so much. Trees make me feel comfortable. The woods make me feel comfortable. I'm at home, and that is my safe place. So that's why you see a lot of tree stuff with me. And so I'm gonna. There's a bunch of different prints that I'm selling, but this one here in the back is a commission piece that I'm doing. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. It's a friend of mine is giving this for a gift for Christmas, so I won't talk too much about it. I doubt he's watching, but you never know, he might be. But it's not finished yet, but I'm still working on the details of the dogs. But I do commission pieces as well.
What about when you started, I guess in school, was that?
Yeah, way back when.
Was it high school or before that?
High school. Well, I mean, I've always been around art mom and dad are both artistic. So, I mean, it's something I've been around my whole life.
As far as serious classes, who
Yeah,
who
I
influenced
started-
you?
Miss Pendergrass, my brother,
Who's your brother?
Ricky Wallace, Wallace Signs. He's awesome.
What has he done? Oh, wait a minute. He did my sign.
He did your sign.
Yeah, the sign outside.
He does the signs.
He's very
for,
good.
I mean, if you go to Franklin and you see a lawyer sign, there's a 90% chance that he did those signs. He did
Feed and Seed or something.
Acme Feed and Seed. He's done the Goo Goo sign. He does all the work
Loveless.
for the Loveless Cafe, the Whole Food store in Franklin. You'll see his work there as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's just all over the place. He's awesome. And he's just old school bud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about recent classes or instruction that you've received?
Jackie Mickler, who is with the Arts Council, I had a class from her, and she actually is the one who got me back into oil painting. I hadn't done that since school, and she taught me a lot about how to get started and laying the colors down and getting those shadows in there first really helps. So that was really instrumental in me getting back into oil paintings. And as far as learning, people on the Arts Council, even people who aren't necessarily doing art, I've learned so much just being a part of the Arts Council because I don't know, it's that collaborative atmosphere that you stretch yourself and do more than you ever thought you could. I mean, I don't know that I would actually be painting had I not joined up with Jill at the Arts Council back in 2017, 2018, whenever it was. I mean, I dabbled here and there, but being with those people really helped me believe in myself, one, and it's just been really great to be around people who share the same interest and push you to do more and push you to show more, and it's a great community to be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there well-known artists that you look up to, that you I don't know, emulate might be not the right word, but that you are mostly influenced by, I guess?
You mean like the famous old master kind of influence? Yeah, I mean, I don't think my stuff looks like theirs at all, but Georgia O'Keeffe, I love her work. Maxfield Parrish, I love Maxfield Parrish. Alphonse Maria Mucha, if that's pronounced right, there's so many. There's just, everybody, even stuff that you don't necessarily love, I feel like you can be influenced by just even their use of color, or there's always something that you can learn from somebody else, mm-hmm. right? I mean, and that's the thing. I've always loved learning and continuous learning from people you come in contact with, and being in person with people here at the Arts Council, it gives you that chance to learn something else. Step out of your boundaries that you're. I'm an introvert. I'm completely an introvert. Always have been, and I like it that way. But I do love the fact that being together with people gets me moving in different directions that I wouldn't have done. And I keep kind of repeating that, but it's worth repeating. I think that it's something that's really important for introverts and extroverts and Fairview people in general. Growing up in Fairview, there was a few people that I was friends with in my arts classes and stuff, but there wasn't like a scene, an art scene or anything. But being with Jill and them, I realized that you have to make the scene that you want to be a part of. You and I lived in Nashville for a long time, and it was great being right there with such artistic community in many different places, musical, and coming back to Fairview, I kind of missed that. You know, you were 15 minutes away from, in Nashville, being somewhere cool and artsy and fun, and it wasn't until I saw niche art on a sign going out to Fairview, I'm like, what? Art here in Fairview? And yeah, she created it and she built it, and we are all trying to contribute to this art scene, and we're going to make it. You have to be a part of it to make it something real, make it what you want it to be. Right. So we need that.
We're all pushing forward. Initially, it's all Jill's fault.
It is.
But we're all part of it.
Thanks, Jill. Sorry.
Thanks, Jill. All right.
Yeah.
So the painting for the community, making music for the community, making stuff out of leather. We're all doing it together.
Making murals
Yeah.
on walls in Fairview, making it beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Bye. So thanks for letting us have this time together. It's been a fun, interesting day, learning all the places that people are able to shop local. And thank you for showing us around your store earlier. It was really interesting, and it was been a good time knowing that there are places in Fairview to shop other than Walmart. People, let's do it.
Small businesses.
All right.
All over the place.
Bye, everybody.